Hello there, peoples. It's Gendo here, and welcome back to another edition of the Great Chicago Fire. Of course, as always, if you're still enjoying the series, please go and drop it a like. Now, as you can see on the screen in front of you, we have ourselves the matches of the wild card, which took place just 4 days ago. Toronto FC and DC United have gotten themselves into the conference semifinals, which means that we are going to be taking on DC United as they're the lower seed. Which means that going back to the rules of last year, the MLS Cup playoffs are a two-legged affair all the way up until the MLS Cup finals, which means that since we were the higher seed, we play away from home first and then back at Toyota Park second, which is good for us because away goals count in these matches. We want to score a lot early so we don't have to worry about it in the second leg. I just jinxed myself because I said this versus Philadelphia. And what was going to be inevitable from the off, Dimitar Berbatov is going to announce his retirement at season's end. Berbatov is such an amazing pickup. Like I said before, if you guys are playing MLS, pick up Berbatov. He has such great skill and can help you at that level. All right, now let's get into it, shall we? The first leg away from home at RFK Stadium in the nation's capital versus DC United. And the lineups as follows: Johnson in net, Ramos, Kapilov, Opara, and Vincent along the back line. We're going to have Ferreira in that defensive mid spot, Diskerud and Hauger, the two center mids, Akama Molino out on the wings, and Michael Duluth sitting up top. Like I said, boys, this is a formation that'll get us goals, and I want to get them early, so let's get the job done. And also against a team like DC United, I'm going back to what I said last year against Philadelphia. This is a team that we have beaten before, and we should be able to do it again in a playoff-type setting. What a good tackle off the ball by Ramos, and now we can hit him on the break if we stop playing extremely slow. Hauger gets it up to Molino, cutting inside, gets it to Akam. David Akam, he smacks it off the post. Oh, please don't let this be like Philadelphia last year where we hit the bar 3 times. Corner kick coming in, Molino to Mix, takes the shot, there you go. Mix Diskerud, coming back from his injury, opens the score line for the Chicago Fire. It's 1-0 after 12. And off of a corner kick, too, Rodrigo Ramos gets it inside. The ball bounces around a couple Fire heads, falls to the feet of Diskerud on the half volley, lasers it into the back of the net, and the Fire lead. Of course, on his return, Mix gets himself not just a goal, but a yellow card, so I gotta watch out for him. I gotta watch out for his fitness too, as I don't want to lose him for any amount of time. Ball over the top, Molino cutting inside to Duluth. He can make it 2-0, and he does. The Dutch Lion tapping home an easy goal using the pace that he has. And then Duluth he actually bounced off defender. I thought he smacked it directly into the net. He got a little lucky there. While DC United have had 4 shots total, they have had 0 in terms of highlights. So far, it's all been to Chicago, and really, these 2 away goals are helping us out immensely. We just need to keep this up, keep this pressure up. I mean, it ain't broke, so why fix it? I mean, the only thing I could probably fix right now is David Akam. He's on a 6-6. Mix Diskerud, he's on a 7-4, yes, but that yellow card is looming over his head. First minute of this second half, and we're pushing forward already. Akam gets it into Duluth. Oh my God. The way this highlight was set up at the very start, from the kickoff, it looked like it was going to be a DC goal, but as it went on, it looked more and more like the Fire were going to get it. And as you can see right here, nice cross in from Akam, proving me wrong about subbing him out at a 6-6. I mean, I should be talking bad about players all the time. They're going to perform better. I am not taking any more chances with you. You're coming out for Drew Connor. I'm looking for Drew Connor, lol. It is I, Arnold. Got to get to the chopper, lol. Another player of ours getting a yellow card in Pedro Ferreira, but it doesn't really matter at this point in time. 7 minutes left to go in this match, and we are still pushing forward with our patented attacks. Hauger up to Molino. He gets one more pass to Duluth for his hat trick. No, he hits it well wide. He was getting absolutely giddy with that attempt. Just disappointing that he didn't actually put it into the back of the nets. Ball coming inside. Oh, and Igbonanike hitting the post in the last minute of the match, the very last second of the match. He could have gotten DC United on the score sheet and would have taken something back to Chicago, but as it stands, it's 3-0 to the Fire, 3 away goals, and that really puts us in the driver's seat going forward in this playoff match. A really good win, a tremendous win in this first leg. And what's even better is that there were no injuries, knock on wood. And of course we had to deal with this last year, players going off on international duty during a playoff push. And we don't want these guys going off for too long. It says they're only going to be gone for like a week, but that's a match. That is a match within the conference final. So we don't want to hope for any of these guys to go away. Let's take a look and see who we can bring back. We can only bring back Kevin Molino. So we're withdrawing him from the squad. So we're going to be without Akam, Ferreira, and Kappelhoff. Hold on, I'm actually reading this right. Johan Kappelhoff, he is a Dutchman by trade, but he's being called up to the Ghanaian squad. How is that possible? Does he have any family from Ghana? He was born in the Netherlands. I guess his family's Ghanaian. That's what makes him eligible for Ghana. 2 more players going out. We can only hope that 2 more players are coming back in. Arturo Alvarez and Sean Johnson. We can absolutely bring back Alvarez and Sean Johnson. Alvarez, don't really care about all that much, but I need my wingers. If Akam's leaving, I need to keep both Alvarez and Molino. And since the international break hasn't hit just yet, everybody is still around from the last match to this one, so the lineup isn't changing. We're keeping the same exact team as we had in the first leg. So let's go out there and finish the job and get into the conference final. 3 goals to the good, 3 away goals to the good. So right now, like I said, we already have the upper hand. They need to score 4 if they want to get past us. Corner kick for DC 4 minutes in, and they do in fact get a goal. Wasting no time as 4 minutes have only gone by. A flick on from Reese. Johnson needs to do a lot better with that. He just smacked it into the back of the net. Oh my Jesus. 15 minutes have gone and DC's up 2-0. What is going on with this defense? This defense has just become Swiss cheese. Husidic, look at that, 4 guys all trying to crowd around Jonathan Reese. Push forward. I may have to go attacking. If this keeps up, I'm going attacking. Akam gets the ball. There we go. We get ourselves a goal on the day. It's 2-1 on the day, 4-2 on aggregate. That forces DC now to score 4. But yeah, that's some really great passing. This came directly from the kickoff from DC's goal. And to be quite honest with you, the way DC were playing, it looked like it was going to be going their way. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to prevent this shit from happening, continuing to happen. So we are going full-on FU attack mode. We want to put the pressure on DC. We have the pressure on DC, but we need to give it to them a little bit more. Oh my God. And now we got ourselves an injury. We got Hennig Hauger out with an injury. He's going to be subbed off. Razvan Kokish, the returning Kokish, is going to be coming back. And to be quite honest with you, I'm going to make a second sub right here. An unprecedented second sub before halftime because Kevin Molino is already on a yellow card and not doing that well. We're going to move him with a common sub on Arturo Alvarez. And now that I'm only down to 1 sub in this second half, that's going to make it extremely difficult if there's another injury or a red card or multiple yellow cards out there on the pitch. I wouldn't know who to sub. Oh, what? I'm sitting here like, okay, what's going to happen? It was touch, boom, into the back of the net. Arturo Alvarez subbed on and gets the go-ahead goal. I shouldn't say it's a go-ahead goal. It's a tying goal. Wow, 3 passes, 1 touch each, finds Alvarez, who 1 times into the back of the net. It's 2-2 on the day, 5-2 on aggregates. What did I say about pressure and keeping that up? Corner kick, but there's only 1 minute of stoppage time on the clock. That's going to be the last kick of the game, and we see ourselves through to the Eastern Conference Finals, where we don't know who we're going to be facing at this point. It could be Toronto, it could be New York Red Bulls. Let's take a look and see who we will face. So New York got past Toronto FC. I don't know what the score was, and nor do I even care at this point in time. We're just going to be facing off against New York in the Eastern Conference Finals. And the next bit of news that I see, Hennig Hauger injured, and he's out 5 to 10 days with a concussion, which is good for us. That means at most he's going to be out just for the next match. That's fine. In fact, we won't even be missing him, as the dates, as you can see here, it's the 5th of November and the 21st of November. We get a 15-day layoff in between matches, so the international break is taken into account, and we're going to get Hennig Hauger back. We're going to get all of our players that are off on international break back. That's good for us. Oh, game, you gotta be kidding me. This wasn't even due to internationals. Brandon Vincent gets injured during training, and he's out with a torn groin for 2 months. He's gone for the rest of the playoffs. Chris Hall is decent, but he's not as good as Brandon. We're going to have a big hole on that left side. Right, so now the conference finals coming up, and of course, Brandon Vincent, with his injury, can't start. Chris Hall is taking over for him. Other than that, same lineup as the last match. It's getting the job done, and that's all we need to do at this point in time. Get the job done, come away with a couple goals away from home, because we are playing at New York Red Bull Stadium today. So get the couple away goals, put us on the front foot, coming back to Chicago. That's all we need to do. Oh, I'm just extremely worried about that big hole that we're having on that left side, thanks to not having Brandon Vincent there. So hopefully it's not too big of a hole that they can exploit. It was a nice throw-in, but I spoke too soon. Hopefully we can erase the memory of just 3 weeks ago where we took on New York Red Bulls in the final match of the regular season and come out and get ourselves a win here. Oh, what a save from Johnson. Oh man, it's been a half hour and we have not had a single shot. They have had 6, but only one of them has been on target. We have not had a single shot this entire game. I've played on control. I've played on attacking. I don't know what to do at this point in time. Maybe drop it down to counter? The New York Red Bull question has stumped me. I cannot find an answer as we come to halftime 0-0. It's nice that we have a 0-0 draw at this point in time, but like I said, I'm stumped with this team. But overall, we're just not executing. Nobody is really taking their chances. Nobody's hit a 7 except for Sean Johnson. And when the goalkeeper is hitting high numbers like that, he's making a lot of saves. He's doing a lot of work. Nobody else in front of him is. Just flipping everything around. The back line has been extremely unreliable. I'm playing Rodrigo Ramos on the left now since Chris Hall with a 6-3 and a yellow card. I needed to get him out. Chandler through to Adams, taking his shots over the bar. New York Red Bulls continuing to press. It's nice that they are missing the target, but they're continuing to press and putting pressure on our back line, forcing us to make mistakes. Dax getting the corner in. Chandler. Oh, another save by Sean Johnson. Point blank. Keeping the scoreline 0-0. He has been coming up big in this game, but we just cannot take advantage of any of this. So it's a nice long ball through to Molino, and he just can't hold on to it. Come on. Oh, and they finally break the deadlock. Like I said, they keep putting pressure on us, pressure, and we're going to break because of all that pressure. New York Red Bulls leading 1-0. Free kick right on the edge of the box. That is always a dangerous position if you have a bunch of players there, which they did, and they were able to head it into the back of the nets. Like I said, I just cannot come up with an answer to this Red Bulls question. They are just continuing to pound it down our throat. Hopefully, the answer is that we can go back to Toyota Park at home and come away with a win there. Last kick of the game, it's a very weak free kick from Kevin Molino, and the ref bulls his full-time whistle. 1-0 to Red Bulls after the first leg. Well, we know what we need to do now. We need to turn it around and score at least 2 back at home. And it did not help that Chris Hall played like absolute garbage out there. That just shows that we needed Brandon Vincent. So I was curious to see who was going into the MLS Cup from the western side, and as you could see, by the skin of their teeth, by away goals, Portland Timbers are going to be in the MLS Cup final. So whether us or New York Red Bulls advance, they're going to be taking on Portland in the MLS Cup final. All right, back home versus New York Red Bulls, second leg of the Eastern Conference final, and we're going to have 2 changes to the lineup. Iko Parra is going to be out, Joe Mara is going to be in, and in the midfield, Mix Diskerud and Razvan Kokish are going to be in that center mid pairing. Everyone else remains the same from last time out because I still have confidence in them that they can get the job done at home. So let's do it, boys. 2 goals. That's all we need. 2 goals, and we got ourselves through the MLS Cup final. Trying to big these boys up, tell them that the media is really hyping on you guys, that they have given you credit all year round, so live up to it. That's all I'm asking. Gets it through to Mix, well, try to get it through to Mix. Akam on the ball. We're just, oh my God, we just cannot hold on to the ball for our life dependent on it. Well, the tables have definitely turned. The tide has definitely turned from away to home leg, as we have now been getting more of the shots, more of the chances, but we just cannot get through the back line of the Red Bulls. We just cannot push and get that goal that we need. The Red Bulls are absolutely killing my wing play. Molino and Akam have been locked down. They cannot do anything with the ball, and that really kills a lot of my game. If they're taken out of the equation, then I'm left with nothing. The ball movement through the middle of the park is okay, but it's not as good as using Molino and Akam and using their pace. I want to exploit that, but right now, New York Red Bulls are just shutting it down. Molino's on a 6-5. Akam's on a 6-6. Kokish is looking very frustrated. There's just a whole lot of dropped heads at this point in time. We don't know what to do and where to go from here. And Jalmera, off the corner kick. It's just over the bar. Decent tackle off the ball. Akam up to Delu. Gets it back out to Akam. Use your pace, my son. Use your pace. Crosses into Molino. There we go. We got the equalizer. It's 1-0 on the day, 1-1 on aggregate. And as it stands, it would go to extra time. Finally, you guys woke up. Jesus. 55 minutes into the match, and we finally get ourselves a decent scoring opportunity. Good cross in to Molino. Heads into the back of the nets. 63 3 minutes on now. Kokish with the ball, pushes it inside, mix to Ferreira. Some good ball movement, and Molino's off the post. Respecting the equipment gets you goals. That gets you nothing. Oh, it's inside the hall, though. Oh, he couldn't turn and shoot. Joe Mara. Oh, wow. It's some back and forth, some ding-dong football right here. And now Akam with the base, turns around defender, gets inside to Molino. Oh, nice long ball up to Delu. He doesn't have a lot of pace, but he still has the ability. We are pushing Red Bulls now. We are pushing back. They pushed back. They pushed on us in the first leg. We're pushing back on them in the second. We need goals, though. But as it stands, it looks like it's going to go to extra time. And it does. We have 30 minutes of free football. Oh, man. Now the question is, do I go on attacking? I only made one sub. Mind you, I've only made one sub so far. Everyone's looking a little gassed. So I don't know if I should continue on with the attack or drop back down to control. One thing's for certain, though. Kokish is coming off for Hogger. And these two guys are going to swap. But yeah, other than that, I think I'm going to stay on attack. I'm going to keep pushing my guys. 8 minutes into this half. Oh, man, I thought for sure New York Red Bulls were going to push on that one. But we get the ball, and we're in an attacking position. Delu out to Akam. He has runners. Still holds onto the ball. Mix to Delu. You got the chance. He's got the chance, and he's got the goal. It's 2-0 on the day. 2-1 on aggregate. The Fire have themselves a lead. But we got to worry, because New York Red Bulls can counter, and if New York Red Bulls get themselves a goal, we'd lose because they would have the more away goals. It's a nice goal from Delu, but now we need to keep going. We need to keep pushing. Oh, and this is why I was fearing New York Red Bulls pushing inside. Opara cleared away. Cleared away. Good job, Hall. I don't want to go off of attack at this point. I really don't. It's worked for us. Everyone is gassed, but it's all for a good cause. It gets us through to the MLS Cup final if we see it out. There's 1 minute of stoppage time on the clock. Oh, it's squeaky bum time right here, boys. Just clear it away, boys. Clear it away. Opara, just get it out. And we will see ourselves through to the MLS Cup final. We are about to see ourselves through the MLS Cup final. 2-0 on the day, 2-win on aggregate. A wonderful come-from-behind victory, boys. After all that tenseness and all that dismay that we had at New York Red Bulls' hand, I'm very happy that we're able to get through to an MLS Cup final. And as you saw before this match, we're going to be playing the Portland Timbers, and Portland Timbers have started to become one of the new power teams in the MLS, so they're no pushover. I don't remember what the last result was when we faced them. Let me take a look. So here it is. We faced them away from home. We beat them 2-1, but it was the help of an own goal is what did it for us. So can we be lucky this second time around? Now, the good thing about the MLS Cup final is that whoever has the better record hosts the final. Now, since we won the Supporter Shield, as you can clearly guess, we have the best record in the MLS, so we're going to be hosting the final. If we beat Timbers away from home, we can easily beat them at home. But that's all on paper, speculation. Let's actually get into the match. Here's the draw for the Champions League, and we're going to be taking on Seattle Sounders in the quarterfinals. As you can see, the rest of the draw. Santos Laguna's taking on Sporting KC. Pachuca's taking on Club America. There's your Mexico v. Mexico. And Monterrey is taking on DC United. So it's guaranteed at least one MLS team is going to be getting through to the semifinals, which is much better than I could say for years past in real life. But in all seriousness, it's a good draw for us. We are keeping the majority of our players from this year to next. Obviously need to build up in certain areas, but as it stands, I feel like this is a good matchup for us. Oh, they play down the middle. They don't play down the wings. That could definitely help us out in using our pace, burning down the sidelines. That could help out a lot. But all right, guys. Eastern Conference, check. Supporter Shield, check. MLS Cup, maybe. Let's take a look and see who we're actually going to be using, and it's not going to be completely changed. In fact, I'm going to leave the same lineup out there that we had in the last time. So Johnson, Ramos, Mera, Kappelhoff, Hall, Ferreira, Discarud, Kokish, Akam, Molino, Michael Delu. Now that's a starting 11 that I can get behind, and I hope that we can see it through to an MLS Cup title. So much riding on this match. This was where I wanted to be this time last year, but just unfortunate circumstances with Philadelphia. And now we could see ourselves getting it through from worst to first. Well, at least first in the MLS Cup. We already did first in the Supporter Shield. Now it just needs to be that one extra bit, that one extra step up. Can we get ourselves an MLS Cup victory for the first time since 1998. And as you can see right now, 11 minutes on, Akam using his pace. It originally was a Portland attack, and off that counterattack, Kevin Molino with a goal in the 11th minute to put the Fire up 1-0. And like I was saying, using that pace down the wings, using Akam and Molino to burn them down the wings since they don't have width. And just like that, Fire are in the lead, and it's raining. It's pissing down here at Toyota Park. Portland pushing forward. They're starting to utilize wide play. Gets it inside, but it's a good save by Sean Johnson. Not a bad cross from Portland there. Out to Kapilov, back inside to Ramos. He can put in a decent cross to Akam, to Molino, doing very well at the passing to Lou. I would say take better care of your chances, do better with your chances, but we're doing very well with our chances. You can't get much better than that. Turns around defender, has two more staring in his face, gets it through. Kevin Molino, take the chance, son. So funnily enough, Michael DeLue has not had the best of days. Oh, this all could turn around right here, though. Akam gets inside to Molino. It's just that simple. Wing-to-wing play. It's 2-0 to the Fire right before halftime. But like I was saying, DeLue was not having a good day so far. A 6.5 rating, and well, when you got the wingers doing all the work, you don't really need Michael DeLue to do anything. But as it stands right now, I'm having a dilemma. The dilemma that I'm having is whether or not I should have Michael DeLue out there for the final whistle, or should I have Dimitar Berbatov out there for the final whistle as well, because he has been as much of a part of this journey as DeLue, because Berbatov has had all those goals last season, and he may have been a bit part this year, but he was still a big help for us. So I'm going to decide at the end of the match, like with 5 minutes left to go, I'm going to keep Berbatov as my third and final sub, and if it's going to be a assured win for us at the end, I'm bringing him on. Let him bask in the glory. Chris Hall in these last couple of matches has really turned around his performance from when he first was brought on thanks to Brandon Vincent's injury. Ball coming forward. Kevin Molino's going to get his hat trick. Kevin Molino with his third goal of the day, his 16th of the season. It's 3-0 to the Fire. And we already have one hand on the trophy. We might as well start having the second hand come around, because it's looking that sure that the Chicago Fire are going to be MLS Cup champs. And the hits keep coming, and they don't stop coming. Yes, that was Yaya Toure. Oh, what a great ball from Molino to DeLue, and just like that, it's 4-0 to the Fire. Now we got both hands on the trophy. This game is officially on ice. We're not letting this go. Chicago Fire are going to be your 2017 MLS Cup champions, Eastern Conference champs, Supporter Shield champs, and now MLS Cup champs. And the only thing that could rain on this parade is somebody getting injured. David Akam has gone off, and now he's going to have to be subbed off for Arturo Alvarez. All right, call me a softie and being sentimental for the guy, but we're taking off Ferreira for Dimitar Berbatov, putting him out on the pitch for the final 6 minutes of this match, because he deserves this MLS title as much as anybody else on that pitch. He is the main man who led us to this spot last year, led us to the playoffs last year. So I think it's only right for him to be on that pitch when the referee blows his final whistle. The man may be retiring soon, but we're going to give him one hell of a send-off as the referee is about to blow full time on this match, and the Chicago Fire are going to see themselves MLS Cup champs, boys. Yes, get in. Oh, yes, we couldn't have asked for anything better. We've been dominant these last 2 seasons. Like I said, it was unfortunate that it ended so early last season, but we made up for it this year with an MLS Cup playoff and championship run. Given the passionate, well done, lads. They deserved every single bit of it. And as you can see right here, Michael DeLue at the end of the season, ending with the most goals in the league, 26 goals. He is the MLS Golden Boot winner. We have officially won the double, of course, MLS Cup and Supporter Shield. How long is David Akam out for? Sprained ankle, 6 to 7 weeks. He can use that offseason to rest that up. We get $200,000, I was about to say pounds, for winning the MLS Cup, so that's good there. Gendo has entered the U.S. Hall of Fame for winning all these trophies, and the really big thing right now that's left to win on this continent is the Champions League. That is the bigger task. We have gotten to be consistent in winning, and we've gotten to be consistent in winning in the league. Now we need to do that continentally. And of all the players, I would not have expected it to be Kevin Molino getting a hat trick in the MLS Cup final. Guy we brought in last season just because he looked good, he looked fast, and technically was gifted as well. And we brought him in for $50,000 in allocation money. I'd say that was a good trade, a very good trade, and I'm going to keep him for as long as I possibly can. This kid is going to go far. And of course, another $100,000 for getting ourselves into the CONCACAF Champions League. We have now $875,000 in the bank. Stats time before you guys go, and as you can see, 27 goals and 35 appearances from Michael Deleu. He is the all-time single-season goal-scoring holder for the Chicago Fire, and right behind him, Kevin Molino with 16, David Accam with 12. I'm very, very surprised that the wingers came in second and third and not Solonyak or Berbatov. Hell, I would have thought Berbatov would have gotten at least double digits, but both of them had 8. Solonyak, yes, he got injured for a little bit. He scored 4 in the Champions League, but whatever. He still was able to score the goals. Taking a look at the assists, of course it would have to be the wingers getting the top assist. Accam with 21 and Kevin Molino with 12. The only other person in double digits, Rodrigo Ramos, the right back, getting himself 11 assists. And total overall average ratings, we're not going to take a look at Jesus because that was in the continental competitions against really bad opposition. Michael Deleu, 7.42 average rating, with David Accam, Kevin Molino sitting right behind them, 7.39, 7.38, and even Rodrigo Ramos with a 7.38, as you can see right there. So up and down the roster, everybody very stellar play. Nobody really below a 7. Only 4 players below a 7. And to be quite honest with you, 3 of those are going to be leaving. Eric Garrick, Drew Connor, Nick LaBracca, they're all going to be leaving the club. Dimitar Berbatov's leaving because of his retirement. I want to try and sell Henrik Hauger because, yes, it may say 713, but overall he was largely unimpressed. Largely unimpressive, I should say. Remember when I was going back and forth between him and Harris Belkebla? Yeah, I want to try sell him and get in Belkebla now because Hauger just, he doesn't do it for me. Want to try and rebrand the roster and shape it into a lot better than what it is right now. Which is a weird thought because you're thinking you're good already and you want to make it better. How can you make it better? Oh, I can make it better, believe me. But we're going to worry about that in the next episode, which will of course be the Season 2 off-season transfer/trade roundup. I hope to see you guys then. But of course, guys, before we go, we just got to bask in the glory, MLS Cup champions. Thank you very much for joining me on this journey this season. Next season, Champions League possible. So until that time, guys, I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. Of course, if you liked what you saw, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. Any comments you want to leave, please leave in the comment box below. But of course, as always, I'm losing my voice doing my outro. This is Gendo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and peace out.